The New York Knicks have finally executed their first trade of the offseason by shipping off their former first-round draft pick, Obi Toppin, to another team. We're going to break down the Obi Toppin trade, what this means for the New York Knicks, and what this means for Obi Toppin moving forward. All of this and more today. Let's get started. The New York Knicks have traded Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers. Now, Toppin and the Pacers have been linked since the trade deadline of last season, where the Pacers inquired about a trade for Toppin, but the New York Knicks did not pull the trigger on that trade at the time. And now, we're in the offseason, right after free agency starts, not even a few days after free agency, and the Knicks make a move. And that move was to trade Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers. And Adrian Wojnarowski broke this news first when he reported the following. The Knicks are finalizing a trade to send forward Obi Toppin to the Indiana Pacers for 2 future second-round picks. The deal gives Obi Toppin an opportunity to play a more significant role in Indiana and stacks up more draft assets for New York. This deal cannot be completed until Thursday. I am so unbelievably shocked. We all knew that Toppin was not going to be a Knick going into next season after reports came out indicating that he was unhappy with his role on New York. And with New York keeping Randall, there was not going to be a way, at least under Tom Thibodeau's coaching, for Toppin to get more minutes on the New York Knicks. So I knew they were going to trade him. But I thought they were going to trade Toppin as part of a package for a star. That's what I had thought. Or at least a piece that allows you to get better and to contend in the East. But the Knicks didn't do that. The Knicks traded a former top 10 pick in Obi Toppin to Indiana for 2 first-round picks and nothing else. So a former first top 10 pick, huge potential, barely gets the plays. He averages about 15.9 minutes a game last season, so he barely cracked 16 minutes in year 3 of playing with the New York Knicks. So of course he's frustrated. And the way that the New York Knicks reward this frustration is to trade him for peanuts and a bag of chips to Indiana. A team, by the way, that has another star that should have been a New York Knick in Tyrese Halliburton. So now Indiana has Tyrese Halliburton, and they have Obi Toppin. And they have Ben Mathurin. So they have a little small big three themselves. Not to mention they have Miles Turner. So they are building something over there in Indiana, and they are utilizing the young draft picks to do it. Ian Begley also gave us some more information on why the Knicks may have potentially done this deal for Obi. This deal essentially means that Obi Toppin turns into a salary dump deal. Ian Begley also continues by adding the following. Obi Toppin trade gives the New York Knicks the ability to use the mid-level exception and avoid luxury tax. It also ends a frustrating 3-year stint for Toppin and leaves the New York Knicks with little in return for its 2020 lottery pick. Indy is excited to add Toppin to Halliburton, Mathurin, and company. The Obi Toppin deal leaves the Knicks with roughly $149.7 million in team salary, so they can use the full taxpayer mid-level of $12.4 million and remain under the luxury tax line. So the New York Knicks did this Obi Toppin deal with Indiana to net them draft assets, 2 future second-round picks. They also did it to avoid the luxury tax line, so they're a little bit more above it now because Toppin is traded. And it also gives them access to that full $12.4 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception that they can use and likely will use now to go sign Dante DiVincenzo. But Toppin being moved essentially for 2 first-round picks and cap relief is astonishing in the worst type of way. I would rather keep Toppin and play him and increase his value and then trade him down the line when we can get a significant asset back for him than to let him basically walk for 2 second-round picks. Now, we should put things in perspective. The Knicks had until October to extend Toppin. If they didn't, he would have walked into unrestricted free agency and been an unrestricted free agent for next season. So if you're looking at it like that, and the Knicks were not going to sign Obi Toppin to an extension, then they got something for him rather than nothing. And some fans are looking at it like that and thinking, well, it's okay. We weren't going to sign him. We weren't going to play him. So he's going to walk anyways. So it's good that we got something for him. And if you're believing that, that's cool. That's not where I am. This is how I see it. You flipped your former first-round pick in Obi Toppin for 2 second-round picks because you lowered his value so badly that was the most you could get for him. That's what the New York Knicks executed. They executed a way to take a former first-round pick and drop his value so low that they just needed to move him for cap relief and quote-unquote draft assets that are in the second round. This is absolutely ridiculous. There is no defending this trade if you're in Knicks management. You gave away a future draft asset in Obi Toppin to get 2 probably less good assets in second round picks for Toppin. You didn't get any player back. You only allowed yourself to get access to the $12.4 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception and to allow yourself to not be at the tax line for luxury. I understand that. And if that's what you're thinking, cool, I get that. This trade still doesn't make any sense. You can tell me all of these things and why the Knicks have done it. And I understand why. I've basically given you a couple of reasons as to why the Knicks did this and why the Knicks will try to spin this in a way that it makes sense. It doesn't. You gave away Obi Toppin for 2 second-round picks, no players, and to get cap relief. What a horrendous, terrible move. If I'm grading this trade for the New York Knicks, it's about a D, maybe close to an F. That's how bad of a trade this was for New York. Ian Bailey also gives us some more updates on Obi Toppin and his camp and what they feel about this trade. According to Ian Bailey, I'm told Indiana is excited about getting a young, athletic player in Obi Toppin, who fits the timeline of Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Mathurin, and could be a complementary piece on the front line with Miles Turner. I'm sure Toppin is thrilled about the opportunity in Indy. Absolutely, he's thrilled about this opportunity. He's going to get more playing time. That's a check for him. He's going to play with Tyrese Halliburton, who would rather pass than score more times than not. So he has that going for him. He's going to be playing with a fun, exciting young core with Tyrese, Ben, and including himself in Obi Toppin. They have some other pieces in Indiana as well, too. They also have Miles Turner. So he's going to a squad with some pieces and some other developmental pieces, including himself, that can take another step and get better. Indiana making this move is huge for them because they signals the fact that they are going in for youth. They think the youth is the secret to development and taking their team to the next level. So they're banking on some youth key pieces to help take the franchise into the next level. And I think Tyrese Halliburton being your leader of that quote-unquote young core is amazing to have. It's somebody you can put your confidence and faith into. Tyrese Halliburton was so happy about this Obi Toppin trade that he didn't even wait 5 to 10 minutes after the trade happened to post the following on social media. He said, "I'm going to be on my Mahomes, Tyreek, oh my God, F it. Obi up there somewhere." He's extremely happy. Tyrese is happy that he has somebody up there like Obi Toppin, who is a dunking type of threat that if you throw it anywhere up there, he's going to grab it, he's going to jump out the gym, and he's going to dunk it. And Tyrese Halliburton knows that. And the thing about Tyrese Halliburton that's so good is that when you start playing with him, he'll look into what you do well and what you do poorly. What you're really good at and what you're really bad at. And he's going to make the things you do good extremely good. And the things you do bad, he's going to try to help you hide. Despite what you want to say about Indiana, how young their core is, how young their team is, I think Indiana is going to be a force next season. They're going to be extremely exciting to watch, not only because of the youth, but the type of players that they have. I can already see alley-oops in my head between Tyrese Halliburton and Obi Toppin, and them being game shutdown type of dunks because of how phenomenal they're going to be. And if you ask me, while there's a lot of moves to come, and I'm sure the Knicks are swinging right now for a couple of moves that they're trying to pull off, I can say one thing for sure. I don't know what those other moves are going to be, and I'm sure I'm going to grade those moves individually and equally as I often would any move that the Knicks do. But if I'm just looking at the Obi Toppin trade and how it helps Indiana and how it helps New York, Indiana won this trade. We are only a few days into this offseason, and the New York Knicks' biggest splash trade thus far is to trade Obi Toppin to Indiana for 2 future second-round picks. If I'm grading this trade, it's a D for the Knicks and a damn near A for Indiana. What a great move by Indiana, and what a horrendous move by the New York Knicks. I know there are a lot of moves left to come from New York, and I can't wait to see what those moves are. But to start off your offseason with a move like this is not only disgusting, it's disappointing. If you like these type of videos, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.